Well, good morning. It's 7:30, and today is Thursday. Today's bad dad joke of the day is February Thursday the 12th, and it says, "What kind of sandals do frogs wear?" Open-toed. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, let's see what's happening around here, what I can do. What I can show you. First of all the CRC evaporated. All I have to do is wipe that out. And that's nice, not having to dispose of it. It just evaporates and goes back to Mama Nature somehow. Good or bad, that's what happens. I've got the battery. The battery will fit inside here. It's maybe a little tall, maybe not. We'll find out. It's the one I've put in the last 2 or 3 Nortons. And I think that we're going to have to make a tray in here somewhere like here. Put it in facing this way. There's plenty of room, but the, excuse the finger. The client will make that tray. Plenty of room with the carburetors and air cleaner assembly. So I think that's what, if we use this battery, that's what we'll do, because it's, let me get my other hand out of here. I don't think we want to put it here or anything like that, because you're up against the oil tank. And anyway, if we use this battery, then we'll have the client will fabricate some sort of tray. I've got the ground wire going to the engine. It'll come up here to the battery area. I've got the solenoid mounted. This goes to the battery, and then I'll just run a wire up to the handlebars as soon as I put them on. That'll activate the starter. In the meantime, back at the ranch, we had a deep discussion yesterday. First of all, I'm going to double check the parts book, but I think I'm going to end up taking all of this out of the primary case, all the way out, just to confirm that the locking tabs that go on the bolts that hold the primary to the engine either have another set of these holding them down, or I should put these on them. I think these go there. I'm going to double check on the parts book, but if they're not there, they should be, because they're critical. Those 4 little bolts are all that hold the primary up against the engine. So let's see what else. The black box is mounted for the ignition. It's up under here. It's hanging in a bed of silicone, nothing exotic. It just clamped up there till it dried, and that's where the little black box is hidden. Walking over to the other side, these are a couple of Japanese rectifier regulators. I'm going to find out if I can, first of all, I'll use one of them. I don't know which. And I think I'm going to be able to mount them under the seat here. There's a nice flat spot. And we'll see how that goes. I got to get this seat off because I need to look inside the oil tank, which is under the seat, to see if there's any sludge in the bottom of it. If there's sludge in the bottom of the tank, then I'll take it off and clean it out. I hooked up this oil line yesterday. This oil line I will fabricate before starting the motor. I took the timing cover off because there was no gasket and no bolts. It was just sitting there. And I've shown you this before. This is the special tool that you use when installing the timing cover, and it goes into the end of the camshaft like that to let the oil seal slide over it smoothly. Because if you don't use the special tool, what happens is, and I will show you, let me zoom in here, and look at that. This case was put on without using the special tool, and it gnarled up the seal, because this sharp edge here, right here, it won't slide over that. I've always wondered what would happen if you took a Dremel and smoothed this edge out. Wouldn't hurt anything, that's for sure. And that's very, very rough. As a matter of fact, that is so rough to my feel that I'm probably going to do that anyway. That feels razor sharp. It's horrible. So you can see what happens if you don't use the right tool when you install these covers. You screw up the oil seal, and then oil comes pouring out the points case. So if you're going to do this, this is worth its weight in gold. It's just a special tool. You can get it from any vendor. All right, so let's take that over to the bench. I'm going to put in 2 new oil seals. I've got them in stock. I'll put in this one, and I'll put in this main seal that goes to the crankshaft. It feels very hard. Hard like a rock. So, all right, and 75 uses a different oil seal on the oil pump. I think I have those in stock also. Where's the oil pump? The oil pump's down here. There it is. It's darker in here than the TV, than the camera is showing. That's very pliable. That's very nice. If I don't have one, I will trust that. Okay, so I might, first of all, today's Old Farts lunch day, PHARTZ, and I'm going to go to that, and then I have a meeting this afternoon with, I like to say, a guy named Eddie, who's Edward Jones, has all my retirement stuff, so I got to go over and talk to him this afternoon. Yearly checkup. And eeny, meeny, miny, mo, that's pretty much what's on the agenda today. Put that cover back on, put the battery in place and strap it down somehow, run the battery cables to the starter, which are actually done, run a wire up to the front of the bike for a starter switch, and I don't even think I'll get half of that done today, but that's the plan. Let's see what happens. Okay, I have a nice set of throttle cables that the client brought along. Not sure if we're going to be able to use this spring assembly. I believe this is specific to the 75 only, which means, hey, we can leave it off. I'll clean this up. Spacers are missing in here. I may be able to make a couple out of some tubing. And I'm going to put a lot of this stuff over on the shelf and get it off my bench. Okay, that's where we are. And like I say, the CRC just went away. All right. That's all the excitement here on Griswold Road. Nope. Okay, timing cover take 2. It's 8:45. I've been working on this timing cover, cleaning the surfaces, putting in the new seals. New seals are in and lightly greased for installation. And there you go. Now I got to go over here and I got to clean this face on this timing cover because it's got a lot of gasket material on it. So I need to clean that face, and then I'll be able to put the cover on. So, a little bit grungy. Okay, so I've got the gasket face on this side cleaned off, and this cam and point seal had a really, really, really sharp raised edge to it, as if somebody had pounded on it with a hammer. So I used my Dremel tool with a very fine wheel, and just barely, see if you can see the edge, just barely took the edge off that guy, so it won't tear it up. Should smooth on, should go on smoothly now. Okay, and I'm going to put some gasket sealer on the face of the timing, on the face of the cover, and on both faces of the gasket, and put it together. Yeah, I probably used too much, but I don't like any dry surfaces. While I've been told so many times by so many people, lightweight coat of grease, Frank, and it's just fine. Or put it on dry, it's just fine. Been doing it for years. Yeah, dry, grease, lightweight sealer, or in my case, light sealer on all 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. 6 of one, half a dozen another. You pays your dime, you take your choice. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so this side of the bike is ready. Timing side has a light coat of gasket sealer on it. The gasket itself has a light coat of gasket sealer on both sides. And the timing cover has a light coat of gasket sealer on it. The seals are greased. Their mating surfaces on the other side are greased. The special insert tool is in place, and I have my bolt pattern all laid out, so all I have to do is reach and grab. So let's slap it together. I'm gonna put this in the tripod. This is very much like, I think Rob of Rob's Ride talked about the sealer he uses. I think this is very similar. This is, I'll show it to you. This is Permatex anaerobic gasket maker. It never gets hard. If any of it squeezes into the engine, which is highly unlikely, it dissolves, so it doesn't hurt anything. So it stays soft, never gets critically hard. Does a great job. Okay, now I could at this point put the rocker box oil lines on, but I have to work in this area, so I think I'll just leave them off for a while. Right now I'm going to go to the other side of the bike and make the decision whether or not to take the primary part. So let's walk over there. What I'm going to go do is check the parts book and make darn sure that the 4 locking tabs that I think hold the primary to the engine are not just a filament of my imagination, and they really exist. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think these guys should be locking the 4 bolts that hold the primary to the engine. So I'm going to go check the parts book and see if it agrees with me, and if it does, then I'm going to gut this whole, take everything out of the primary and put these onto the bolts. So I'm going to go do some research. I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, it's 10:15. I just went in there and did the research on these bolt locks, and I'm full of beans. The primary case is held onto the engine according to the parts books and the Alton Systems installation by three bolts, not 4. And it just says, I wasn't really clear because it didn't say quantity 3 in the parts book. But anyway, I recognize these. I know they go someplace, but I don't know where. So if anybody recognizes these, give me a comment saying what they are, because I believe that the primary case is held to the engine by 3 bolts, not 4, and I don't know what they use for locking. Interesting. Hang on. Okay, I just went through I got my box of gaskets, and this is the gasket that goes behind here, and it's only got 3 holes. So, yes, I'm definitely full of poop, and I don't know where those 4 retainers go. So, if anybody recognizes them, please tell me what they are. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. These just might simply go on these nut bolts here. That's really, they might, oops, pipe. They might just simply go there. Well, I'm going to do a little bit more research in the parts book, because I didn't check that out. And yeah, go ahead and comment. What the heck? Okay, I found them. They are right there, number 21, called the tab washer. And there's 4 of them. Oh, that makes me feel so much better, because I really didn't want to take that primary apart. Okay, that's enough for this morning. I'm going to lunch now.